what they're asking us, Blake, is they're saying, all right, you have this figure here. Can you determine two acute angles? Now, one of the main things I'm going to be determining, if you got this correct, is make sure that you're at least labeling your angle correctly as well. All right? So right now, all we have is points and lines. So we're not actually even given any names of angles. So we're just going to have to name our angle by using 3 points, correct? All right. So next, the first thing I notice is I have this box. Therefore, this isn't part of your problem. But what I know is the angle, or at least the measure of angle FKJ is equal to 90 degrees, right? That's a right angle. This angle is 90 degrees. So if I'm asking what is an acute angle, I know that the acute angle has to be smaller than 90 degrees. Right? Would everybody agree? And then the next thing is we have to now talk about adjacent angles. So let's go back and think through our adjacent terminology. And Damon, do you remember what adjacent angles, or what's one characteristics of adjacent angles? But what are some things that they share, would you say?
They share the same degree.
They share the same what? Degree. Not necessarily. They don't have to share the exact same degree. But we did talk about something angles, and I know exactly what you're thinking about. And we're going to go back over those again. Asia, do you remember what adjacent angles, what they share?
They share a common side and a vertex.
Yeah, they share a common side and a vertex. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for two angles that are smaller than 90 degrees that are going to share a same side and same vertex. So one thing I'm looking at is I say, all right, well, let's look at the angle K or FKG. Is this angle less than 90 degrees? Yes, right? Because obviously the box is 90 degrees, so this angle is just less than 90 degrees. And then the angle GKJ, is that angle less than 90 degrees? Yes. And if I put those two angles, since they're labeled right next to each other, do you guys see how they have a shared side? And they also have a shared vertex, right? They both use the vertex K, or they both use the point K as their vertex. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I can say angle. Make sure you say angle. Just don't write out the 3 letters. You have to communicate to me that you're talking about an angle. Angle FKG and angle GKJ are adjacent acute angles. Right? These two angles, they're both acute and they're both adjacent. Would you agree, Alexandra? You agree? Good. Yes?
I got EKH and HKJ.
So you said EKH and HKJ. OK, well, let's go and talk about, and you're very close, but let's go and look at this. If I know that this is 90 degrees, we know that HF is a line, right? And a line creates an angle that is how many degrees? 180 degrees. So if I have FKJ is 90 degrees, what does this angle have to be? 90. So therefore, your actual angle, these are adjacent. Your two angles are adjacent. But HKJ are actually going to be 90 degrees. So therefore, it won't be acute. OK? Anybody have any other questions? All right. So I want everybody to make sure they had their answer. But if you got that answer absolutely correct, you said those.